Georgia Congresswoman Nikema Williams has introduced legislation to repeal laws that ban or criminalize abortion. In a statement, the Congresswoman says while Georgia's Attorney General has stated that nothing in the Life Act explicitly mandates keeping a brain-dead patient on life support, the lack of formal legal opinion or prosecutorial guidance leaves families and doctors in limbo. Meanwhile, Adriana Smith's family, they have expressed concern about the quality of care she received at Northside Hospital, where she first went in for help, complaining of these headaches, and she was sent home. And also at Emory, Midtown, where she was on life support. We wanted to find out whether they have any recourse against the hospitals or even the state. 11 Alive's Molly Oaks spoke with a personal injury attorney about the possibility of any legal action.
When Alex Weatherby heard what happened to Adriana Smith,
I was shocked. I mean, it's a really tragic situation. I have two daughters of my own, and so as a father, my heart goes out to them because it's just horrific.
He's a medical malpractice attorney.
And then under the nature of the circumstances, it's unfathomable.
The family previously told 11 Alive their concerns about months of medical bills. Here's what he says they could do legally.
Essentially, you'd be looking at a civil lawsuit to try to recover some medical bills, expenses, pain and suffering, things like that.
He says there are two things the hospitals could have done wrong.
One is, did they release Miss Smith without performing the proper exams to determine if she had blood clots, and could have stopped this altogether? The second is, once they had failed to do that and she already had the blood clots and now was on life support, did they have to maintain her life according to this law?
Another question, what problems does he see with the state's law?
The existing law is definitely unclear, in my opinion. It essentially was written with the common exceptions that we hear about in political fodder, rape and incest, life of the mother.
Weatherby says changes need to be made to get some answers.
For me, it raises whether the exceptions are enough to encompass all the situations that expectant mothers and young childs may find themselves in. And are we protecting doctors and protecting human life or not?
Molly Oak, 11 Alive News.
A lot of important questions there, and we asked the attorney if he thinks the family's pain and suffering could come into play in court. He says yes and no, because Georgia has something called the impact rule, which basically means you cannot recover damages for watching someone else get injured. You have to be physically impacted yourself. However, the family's experience could be brought up in court, but it is not something a judge would rule on.